Last trading week finished on a rather positive note. US stock market closed at record highs amid signs of a confident recovery of the US labor market and approval of the new infrastructure bill by the Senate. Against this backdrop, the US dollar index that measures its value against 6 major currencies declined to 92.50. The data on the index also put pressure on the US dollar, as it turned out to be the lowest since 2011. The greenback may win back some of its losses this week ahead of the minutes of the US Federal Reserve, especially if the release shows hawkish intentions of the regulator. In the meantime, other currencies are taking advantage of the weaker US dollar. Thus, the euro bounced off the November low and closed the session near the level of 1.1800. So the European currency gained 0.28% by the end of the week. The euro is unlikely to stay at such a high level for long, as the stance of the European Central Bank remains dovish. Last month, the ECB officials pledged to keep interest rates at a record low in order to bring inflation to its target level of 2%. Apparently, the European regulator wants to see the inflation rate below 2% at least until 2023. The position of the UK Central Bank is the opposite. The Bank of England hints at the possibility of changing its monetary policy. That is why the pound-dollar pair is holding near the level of 1.3860. With every strong economic report, the Bank of England is closer to an interest rate hike, which supports the position of the British pound. The crypto market has also regained optimism. In the course of the weekly session, Bitcoin had finally reached the level of $47,800 per token for the first time since its decline in May. Now the market expects a short-term downward correction and then growth towards $50,000. As for the commodities market last week, traders were assessing growth prospects of the fuel demand. Thus, the US called on oil producers to increase output to tackle rising gasoline prices. However, OPEC left its demand outlook without changes. Brent crude closed the previous session near the level of $70 per barrel. Meanwhile, gold was gaining ground at a more rapid pace. Its price reached the level of $1,780 per troy ounce. Investors still rely on safe haven assets amid persistent concern over the coronavirus pandemic, especially in the Asian region. In China, tougher restrictive measures already have an impact on various economic sectors. You've watched the Combined Financial Review with me, Anna Kasatkina. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep track of all the latest events on financial markets. See you back soon.